So I just wanted to go over these Bose Edgemax speakers I installed. Long story short, they sound great. This room was very challenging because it only has 7.5-foot high ceilings. I can almost touch the ceiling with my hand. So if you were to do standard ceiling speakers, downward firing ceiling speakers, you would have to have a lot of them to distribute the sound within the room. Plus you would get a lot of hot spots as you walked under the speaker. So the challenge was figuring out how we were going to do this. I had looked at potentially getting line array speakers, and that wasn't going to be very economical or good for the situation. So I had seen these a couple of years ago, and I had looked at them and I thought they were pretty cool. And then I just thought, wow, hey, I should try these actually for this room. That would be perfect, I think. So I did all the calculations. I went to the manual, measured the space, and I thought, oh man, it's kind of close because I was below, you know, actually I think 8 feet was the lowest, and this was below that. So I was like, oh man, what's it gonna sound like in the center of the room? But actually when you stand in the center, it sounds perfect. I couldn't be happier. They sound great. And they're running on 70 volt. And the only thing I would say is this grill, it needs a little bit of work. It's kind of hokey pokey. It's magnetic, but I really think they could have come up with a thinner design, you know, more slim profile. Seems like they put all this work in the speaker and then they just didn't have enough time or money to figure out a better grill situation, because it's kind of bulged. It's kind of big and bulky. You know, some of these speaker manufacturers have really these thin, very thin profile, almost disappear into the ceiling kind of grills, but yeah, I don't know what happened here. Anyways, it's more important about how it looks than it sounds. I mean, it looks okay, you know, and this secure, wire secure thing is kind of hokey pokey. Feels like it's not going to hold up or something, but anyways, I actually wanted to bring the speakers further back, but because of the way the beams were and the blocking in the ceiling and all that kind of stuff, I couldn't. So ideally I would have been back a little bit more on each speaker, but yeah, I ended up going one on each sidewall, here, there, and here. They do make a corner version, but I just thought this was a better setup for this, that this was going to be a better setup doing the sidewall versions, not the corner version. So super happy with these. They sound great, and yeah, if I ever have to use these in the future, I wouldn't hesitate. So, oh, and also one thing too is when you walk underneath it, the sound is really diffuse. So that's something I didn't really see in reviews and people talking about this, which is really nice. You know, if a ceiling speaker had been there, a typical downward firing ceiling speaker, it would be really loud when you walk underneath it. But this, it's very diffuse when you walk underneath it. It's not harsh, I guess because of the waveguide and the way it's spreading the sound. So that was really nice. So anyways, cool. And then I got one more thing here. I got a subwoofer too, because this, you know, these things only have like a 4.5-inch or 5-inch speaker. So it's actually, surprisingly, the bass is actually pretty decent for that little woofer. I was really surprised. But I've got this Yamaha VXS 8-inch sub, just in case. It's not gonna be super bassy, but plenty enough for this room. The owner didn't want a bunch of bass up here, so this ought to provide enough bass. So I did fire these up and it sounds really good. So yeah, I wouldn't hesitate to use these again. So yeah, cool. All right, Bose Edgemax speakers, there you go. Low ceiling with low, room with low ceilings, and they worked great. Thanks for watching.